everybody. My name is Eric, and welcome to Eric Burdon TV, the show where I talk about wealth, health, love, and relationships, and self-awareness to help you guys grow into better people. And I have with me Shameer Lorde, an entrepreneur, blogger, marketer, and basically we're just wanting to be taking some time to be talking about marketing because, well, marketing is this massive thing. It is incredibly important in businesses, and I know that a lot of people struggle a lot with businesses or with marketing more specifically. Now, well, with businesses, but marketing, you get what I mean. Anyway, so I have Shameer here. I talked to him through Twitter a little while back. I said, we should do a collab, and he said, yeah, we should go and do a collab. And I said, awesome, that's great. So I have him right here, and I'll just leave the floor open for some introductions.
Well, I'm 27 years old, just turned 27 actually a couple weeks ago. Entrepreneur, as you said. I have 3 daughters. Thankfully, right now they're at school, so it's a quiet situation right now.
That's good.
I'm an Army vet, got out the military a couple years ago, and I was looking for, like, the 9-to-5 just wasn't for me. You know, when you know that you're meant for something greater in life, you can't really conform to being mediocre. So that's why I chose to take the path that I took right now. And now my main goal is just to help everybody else become free, because we're all happier when we all can be free. And there'll be less issues if we all could be free. Because that's the problem now. Everybody is so angry because they're living jobs that they don't want to be in, debt-free. You go to college, and then you come out of school to pay your college loans. You're barely living, so it really makes no sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So why don't we just dive right into the questions here that I have. So the very first question I have is, what is one of the most common marketing mistakes that you see on social media, or just in marketing in general?
With social media, it's like people target to just like any and everybody. You can't just target anyone. A lot of the times people just want to get their product sold, and there's no problem with trying to sell something to somebody, but if you were a vegan, you couldn't be sitting here like, hey, do you want this fried chicken? Like, nobody's going to eat that fried chicken if they're a vegan. That just doesn't make any kind of sense. So for me, is knowing who you're trying to target, knowing what message you're trying to relay, and to like emotionally connect with that market, because you just can't sell to somebody. They want to know that you actually care about them. So
that's absolutely important. It's really important that you understand the market on a more on an intimate level. Basically, you want to be obsessing about it. So that's awesome.
Because everything is emotional with people. People like connect to emotions. That's one thing that people always remember. They always remember how you make them feel. And if you don't make somebody feel good, nobody's going to want to work with you.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, the second question I have is, for a business starting up, what would be the first social media platform you would encourage people to use, and why?
The social media, like I would say Twitter and Facebook. That's really my go-to. I think Twitter, because there's like at least over 5 million people on Twitter. So it's like you can connect to so many people on a broad spectrum. It's like, why not use that? Facebook to me is the go-to as well, because you can now use Facebook Live. And I think Facebook Live now has the thing where if you're talking to somebody, you can bring them in on your live. Yeah. So more interaction, the more people get to know you, and the better your business can grow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's actually an app that I used not too long ago to host with another YouTuber, and it's called Smile Time. And basically, you can connect it with Facebook, and people on Facebook can comment and all of that. But they can also jump in on the video conference.
That's crazy.
Well, which is awesome. Yeah, it's
Facebook is evolving.
Oh yeah, it's they're still working on the app a little bit, because you can't jump in on your mobile. If you're watching on a mobile, you have to be at a computer. Mm-hmm. But still, it's really awesome. It's great. I love it.
It's amazing.
So the next question is, what are some of the best habits to get into to having a solid marketing campaign?
I would say consistency, because you have to be consistent. You can't be one way one day and then another day the next, because then everybody who's following you be confused, like, okay, so what is this person actually about? And that's how you start losing your audience, because they think one day you're doing this and the next day you're doing this, like, okay, so this guy just can't make up his mind, so why would I even pay attention, or why would I want to follow you if you have no clear direction? So I think that's a good habit to get into, is being consistent, doing the same thing consistently every day.
Oh yeah, and actually, consistency is to build up on that as well. Consistency is incredibly important, and also you can become more efficient at it, because as far as people go, if we repeat the same habits again and again and again, we figure out, okay, how can we do this more effectively and more efficiently as well in some cases.
That reminds me of the military. Like, you do something so much, it becomes, like they say, muscle memory. So you start doing it without even thinking. And then the quicker you can do something, the more time you have to do something else. I think that's very important.
Yeah. All right, so the next question I have is, are there any particular marketing tools that you would recommend people to use? Because there's a lot of them out there. I know I use a bunch for Twitter specifically, and I recommend them to every person that I talk to. I say, hey, use these because they're awesome, they're free. So what tools do you use, or are some ones that you would recommend to people?
I think the whole thing with tools, there's no problem with using tools, but I think people themselves are the marketing tool. When people come into business, it's because they see something in you that makes them want to work with you. So I say you as an individual are the tool. I don't have a problem with using like paid marketing or paid advertising, but I would say that you yourself are the tool. That's the best tool that you have, is you. That's really interesting. That's a different way to be thinking about it, and that's awesome. That's great.
So my next question is, what are some of the challenges that you face on growing an audience on social media or on your blog?
The challenges, because of the internet, is just so much content out there. So you try to stay away from like being the cliches, meaning you try not to be like somebody else. You want to be the just you, because there's only one you out there. So instead of trying to be like another entrepreneur, all I can do is be myself. And whoever likes it, likes it. Who don't, then they just don't like it. Yeah. I think that's the main problem, is not trying to follow a trend and just creating your own trend in a sense. Because everybody is doing this, everybody's doing that. You just got to find a way to make it your own and be yourself.
Yeah, and it gets very competitive as well. If a lot of people are doing the exact same thing or just copying the exact same thing, it becomes a hassle, because everybody's doing the exact same thing. And you're like, well, I need to...
Yeah, like, which one do you choose if everybody's the same? Like, okay, so what can you tell me that somebody else is not going to tell me? Or how can you treat me that somebody else is not going to treat me?
Exactly. And my last question I want to ask is, what was one of the most important things that you learned about marketing?
I learned it's something you have to constantly work at, and you have to constantly do it every day. I mean, it's so much easier than people think. When you hear marketing, it's kind of a intimidating thing. People always think like, oh, I need to have all these degrees and da-da-da-da. You really don't. The most important thing you have to do is just be a people lover, I would say. Like, love people.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that I've actually come to learn, is like, you just have to love people and talking to people and engaging with people. And that's really what it comes down to, because in a sense, one thing that I have said is that we're all marketers in a sense. We're all looking for attention one way or another.
Yep. Everybody wants that attention.
and so it's very true that we all have to learn how to do marketing, or we do marketing basically on instinct, like with word of, like just recommending a product or whatever, just stating an opinion. That's marketing in essence.
Yeah, and people just need to learn how to use that, because we all have it in us. Even if you're shy or not, you just have to learn how to speak up and be, I guess, more sociable, because a lot of people are to themselves. I think that's another way that technology has ended us in the human connection. Nobody talks to anybody anymore. It's just like, okay, you can have a conversation online, but you can't have a conversation face to face. That's a big problem.
Absolutely. Well, anyway, that's all the questions that I have to ask for you. Thank you so much for being on my channel and sharing your wisdom. Of course, all the social media handles for Shameer is down in the description below, so you guys can go and check him out and go and follow him on Twitter, check out his Facebook page and all of that. But before we go, of course, I have some quick-firing lightning round questions I need to ask you. Okay. These are just a bunch of questions that I just put together. They have no looking through it, I picked out a lot of just like, what is your favorite stuff? But anyway, let's just begin the lightning round. So first question, what is your favorite color and why?
I don't have one.
Great start. What ice cream flavor would you associate your personality with?
Geez, cookies and cream, I guess.
All right. Last thing you have eaten?
Ham.
Great. The food of champions. The food of champions. Ham. What's the last place you took a trip to?
Virginia.
Favorite book you have ever read?
The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle.
Awesome. Dogs or hedgehogs?
Dogs.
What is your favorite quote?
It's so hard. Don't argue with a fool because somebody watching would not be able to tell you.
All right. Favorite social media platform as of right now?
Twitter.
Most unusual food you've ever eaten?
I don't know if that's unusual. Duck, maybe? I guess.
Duck?
Frog?
Yeah. Frog?
I've had curry frog.
Frog? I would say that's unusual. Frog for sure. Not everybody can say, oh yeah, I've eaten frog before. And the last question, favorite cartoon character growing up?
Bugs Bunny.
Bugs Bunny. Awesome.
That was funny.
Perfect. So that's all the questions. I have no more. That's it. You're off the hook. So like I said before, all of Shameer's social media handles are down in the description below. So definitely go and check him out. He's an awesome guy. I've enjoyed interviewing him, and I hope that you've enjoyed me interrogating you as well.
Yes, it was fun.
Great. Awesome. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I hope that you guys learned something and that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, make sure that you leave a like on this video, but also don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already for more information that I post every single day, and of course, more collabs that I will be doing in the near future. Anyway, I will see you guys next time.